Hello everyone, my name is McClure at MXCLVRE. In this video, we're going to be talking about the 5 home studio essentials that you didn't know that you needed. Let's get right into it with number 1. I'm actually holding it. It's going to be the Shure SM7B dynamic microphone. This microphone is great. Of course, in your studio, you're going to have a microphone. It's definitely an essential if you're doing audio recording. This microphone is something different. Sounds great on talking, voiceovers. Sounds great for rappers, singers. I use it for guitars, acoustic instruments, percussion. It's just a great all-around microphone. It's a little pricey, around $350, but honestly, it's a must-have for your studio. Like I said, it works on anything. It sounds great, and it's also great at keeping out background noise and room tones. If your room isn't acoustically treated, it's actually a great microphone for that if you're doing vocals. It does a really good job at keeping out unwanted noise. So number 1 is going to be this microphone, the Shure SM7B. Number 2 is going to be a MIDI keyboard, not just any MIDI keyboard, a small MIDI keyboard. They call them mini keyboards. And even though I have a large 88 key weighted keyboard that I use for piano stuff, I still have some small MIDI keyboards. I have a couple of them. So this is the Complete Control M32. This is a pretty good one. It has 32 keys as opposed to the traditional, I think, 25 that the mini ones have. And I got it because I kind of liked having the extra keys, but I quickly noticed that it does not fit in my backpack with the extra keys. But I did like how slim it is, so that's cool. It's got great touch, but the one that I'm actually using more recently is the Microlab by Artura. Small, super compact, fits in the backpack, and it has this really cool built-in USB cable that wraps around it. So you just wrap around the cable, unwrap it when you're ready to use it. It's great, and the reason why I recommend this is because it's great to have something just kind of sitting on your desk when the idea sparks, but also it's good to get out of your studio. Go to the living room, go to the bedroom. I go to a coffee shop a couple times a week to just try to get out of the studio. It's great for refreshing your mind, getting the creative juices flowing, or trying to get, creative when you're stuck in the studio all day. So I recommend having a mini keyboard so you can take it to a different room, take it out of the house, do some producing somewhere else, or just to have on your desk as well. It's super convenient. Even though I have the big keyboard, I still have this one on my desk at times, just so it's right in front of me. And it's just great. It's nice to move around and stuff on your desk. It doesn't take up too much space. So number 2 is going to be a mini MIDI keyboard. Number 3 is going to be a little bit of an out-of-the-box type item you might not think of, but this is an essential in my studio, and that's going to be a clock. So I have this mini desk clock that I have on my desk, and the reason you want to get a clock is so you can see what time it is, of course, but the main reason is so when I have my DAW open, I have everything open on my computer. It's usually full screen. I don't want to, break the moment and get out of full screen or tab out to look at the time on the computer. I want to just look over to my clock and see what time it is if I need to. We all need to see what time it is at some point of the day, especially if you're working in the studio and it's dark. You have the shades drawn. You're in there all day. Eventually, you're going to look at the time. And it's great to have something just to glance over to on my desk that tells me the time, and something that doesn't break my concentration from my DAW, my computer, and also something that doesn't draw me to my phone, because, a lot of us use our phone as clocks, which is cool, but as soon as you pick up your phone, see, just like that, as soon as you pick up your phone, you start doing stuff, you start texting, you start getting on Instagram, and you don't want those things to distract you, break your creativity, your concentration. So it's good to just have a little clock like this, you can glance over to and see what time it is, if it's time to take a break, or however you take breaks or manage your time in the studio. I also have a large wall clock that you can't see. It's up here on the wall. The reason I have that clock is for those of you who maybe rent out your studio, or you have clients come over, paying clients or whoever it is. You want everyone to know what time it is. So when the time is up, when the session is over, there's no excuses as to what time it is. The time is clearly on the wall for everyone to see. And this works great for people that come over, my clients. They can manage the time. They can see what time it is, so there's no confusion as to when the session's ending or when it's about to end or when it starts, because there's a huge clock on the wall that everyone can see, and everyone can see what time it is. Number 4 is going to be lighting. LED lights, colored lighting, bonus points for smart lights. I have some here in the studio. You can probably see in the back. It's a little fleshed out because I have this large soft light here for the video. But I have a lot of lighting in the studio, and it changes colors. Hey Google, change the lights to red. Hey Google, change the lights to blue. So I can change it. This is it's good for setting the atmosphere, for getting your creative juices flowing by having a good just a good place, like a vibe, a good place to record. And the lights that come with your rooms, the bright white lights, it does great for lighting or maybe keeping you alert or awake, but it doesn't really do a lot for setting a mood or being creative. So I think it's really important to be comfortable in your space, and lighting is a huge part of that, especially for me. So I use the brand is Wiz, but it's a brand of Philips. So it's kind of like Philips Hue, but it's a little bit of a cheaper brand, or a cheaper model that they call Wiz. And I really like it because you can buy just one bulb. You don't have to buy the hub like with Philips Hue. So it's really cool to just get one and get started. I have like maybe 6 in this room. I can change them all the different colors. It works with the app over Wi-Fi, and you don't need a hub. So it's pretty easy to get into. You don't have to spend a lot right on the top like you do with Philips Hue. So number 4 is going to be LED lighting, smart lighting, some kind of lighting to set the mood, set the tone, get a comfortable, creative atmosphere in your studio. Number 5 is going to be something that a lot of people don't think about in their studios. It's going to be a surge protector, but not just any surge protector, a surge protector with a warranty. So some of you guys might, depending on what your rooms are looking like, I've seen all kinds of power setups and surge protectors, and plug a power strip into a power strip and all of this, and that's definitely not what you want to be doing with your expensive computers or music equipment or whatever you have. So I recommend a good big power strip. I got mine from my local Home Depot. It's got like 12 outlets, so it's got more than enough, and it has a warranty, which is really cool. So I think it's insured for up to like $400,000. So if something happens, there's a power surge, a lightning strike, it malfunctions in any way, all my equipment that's plugged into it is covered under that warranty. So I still have a power conditioner, like a rack power conditioner, that I plug my audio things that audio gets passed through, because it kind of cleans the power. But as far as like monitors, computers, other gear that audio doesn't pass through, I put it into this power strip, lights too, and it's insured. So if something happens, I can get reimbursed for all the gear that potentially could get broken. Now, I did some research online about whether these companies actually pay out these insurance policies, and most of what I found was that they do. So there's some debate about it, whether they do, but for most of the stories that I saw, most people got their claims paid out by the company. So probably some good brands to get are like Belkin, APC. Like I said, I just got one from my local Home Depot. Maybe I'll upgrade it down the line to a name brand one, but definitely want to get a power strip that accommodates all of your gear and that is insured so that if something happens to your gear, you're taken care of. So those are my 5 recommendations for essentials in your home studio, things that you might not think about, but I think are essential to being productive, being creative, and having a great studio setup. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, drop a comment if you have any more recommendations to add to this list. And thanks. See you guys next time.